Right guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all smashing it. Happy Saturday, the weekend is here. Well, just giving the F30 a bit of a maintenance valet, seeing it's been on the motorway all week and it has rained every day this week. So she's looking really fresh. Wheels haven't been done for 2 weeks, they needed doing. So basically it looks lovely now, and then it'll be Monday and it'll rain again and it'll be hanging again. But anyway, so I did a video about a year or so ago, things that I hate about my F30 after 2 years of ownership. Now Tom is now pretty much at 2 years of ownership, so he's on his way down. So we're going to prompt him, peck his head and see if there is actually anything he hates about the F31 after 2 years of ownership. So let's crack on, guys. Here we are, F31, 2 years in, and we want to know, what do we hate? There must be something. Everybody, when people are looking at buying a car, people want to know the bad points. Yeah. You know, they're not bothered about, I love this, I love that. They want to know the bad points because they might, you know, that might affect them. So is there anything, 2 years in, is there absolutely anything that niggles you, annoys you, gets you down, wish you bought a different spec, anything?
To be fair, there's a couple of things that do annoy me with it. One of the things with touring is the visibility out the back when you're reversing. It's not great, and you do notice it coming from a saloon through to a touring.
Yeah.
But this has got the front and rear parking sensors on it. It's got the rear parking camera on it.
Yeah.
So
it's not.
Obviously, it doesn't really annoy me because I know where I'm going anyway. But if you haven't got all those as the optional extras, that is one thing that niggles me a bit. But I think obviously the size of the boot, being able to fold all the seats down, depending on what you're going to use it for, that definitely outweighs it.
Yeah.
The other thing that does actually quite annoy me with the car, but isn't really a thing, is the lane assist.
Right.
And that is basically due to the expense of the mirrors.
So when you're flying through a gap.
When I'm going through a gap or somebody comes close to me, I'm absolutely cringing because you touched on the other video, to get this, basically the lane assist wasn't working in this when I bought it. I had to get a new mirror. Now they didn't have any in the country, so I had to get it coming through from Germany, so I had a bit of a wait on it. They replaced the mirror, that wasn't the cover, any of the surrounds, so literally just the internals. They even kept the original glass, and I think that was £950.
Ouch.
So I'm always wary, especially parking in car parks, so as I say, going through tight gaps, anything like that, I'm wary of the mirrors. Other than that, I'm trying to think of anything else that I really hate about it. To be fair, no, because this one, I'm pretty certain I haven't got the run flats on this.
Right.
So the ride height's great, because I know that was a big niggle for you,
yeah,
wasn't it, on yours?
Just the ride. Yeah,
if I think about it, the only other thing that does annoy me is, and I think it's the same on yours, there's a little tiny bit of a rattle from the front when you go over bumps.
Yeah, I think mine's from the back.
Now, I've dropped links are fine on this, it's flown through MOTs, but every now and again, over just a little bump, you just hear that little tiny bit of a noise.
Yeah.
I've no idea where it's coming from.
So anything spec-wise, you wish you'd got another spec, or are you completely happy with you?
To be honest, with the spec on this, obviously, I've got the larger screen on it, I've got the sat-nav, I've got the free view,
Harman
Kardon,
Kardon.
I've got the Harman Kardon.
You've got all the Alecki boot.
Lights,
yeah.
It's got the, it's got the lights that turn as you go around the corners, got the xenons on it and what have you. To be fair, I'm glad I got this. So
the bottom line is you have absolutely no right to moan about anything, have you?
Well, no, I suppose. I held out for this one. I did spend a lot of money on it. It's a 13 plate. I bought it 2 years ago, height of COVID. Car prices were through the roof. I was looking at an SW1. M Sport had all the decals down the side. It already had the like the front M Sport lip on the front. Looked like a really nice car, but it just didn't have the spec.
Right.
Now I think that was somewhere like, I think it was about 12,500.
Right.
I paid 14 for this. Now, obviously, it's done 80, I think it's about 89,000 miles, 89,000 miles. So it's not, it's not the highest mileage.
No,
certainly not
for a diesel.
But it was quite a bit. Now, obviously, I know when I bought this, the dealer was like, it's an F31, it's a touring, you don't see many of them about.
They hold the money as well.
I'm not shifting on the price. That was even, he paid for the mirror to be replaced. Because I said knock £1,000 off, he said no. He ended up paying 1,200 with fitting and diagnostics.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, absolutely love it. The only thing is, as I say, the vision at the back, but if you've got the parking sensors, rear view camera, that's not really an issue.
Happy days.
Love the interior, and just love the spec on it.
So there we go, guys. That was a really simple video compared to my one. So I think if you take the fact of if you watch my video back about the stuff that I hate after 2 years of ownership, the common consensus is go for spec, try and hold out for spec, get a better spec, and you won't end up moaning like me in 2 years. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy with that car. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, but the only real niggle you've got about that car is the size of the screen from the interior.
Doesn't even really bother me anymore. Harman Kardon and screen, that's all I wish I'd held out for. I could sort the screen through Gareth when I can be bothered, but it's just like the stereo. But I'm used to it now.
Because your clocks are slightly different.
Yeah, they're not as good as yours.
It
doesn't bother me. It's just analog enough. Yeah. So there we go, guys. That was a really simple video. So hold out for the decent spec instead of just rushing in. I did buy my car because it had 50,000 on the clock. It was the right colour. I had a tick list for it, and it didn't meet all of my requirements.
It was tidy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really tidy. The interior is mint. It had heated seats. It's not the bottom of the range, but it's not the top of the range. Yeah. But I think after 2 years, obviously, I'd have been a lot happier if it had HK and the bigger screen. But all in all, I'm still happy with the car. So I think that's just the common thing in it. If you're buying one, hold out for the spec. They are about.
If you can afford it, I would say go for it.
Yeah.
Or just wait a little bit longer, save a bit more. You'll be a lot happier in the end, I reckon.
That's it. So there we go, guys. Top tip for the day: hold out, do your shopping, don't rush into the first thing you buy.
Yeah.
There we go. So remember, guys, like and subscribe, and we will catch you in the next one.
See you later.